Welcome to the TDC Today Show communities. My name is Sue Roscoff. The Disability Channel, or TDC, is out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, showcasing abilities. TDC is committed to providing quality digital media production services, education, and employment programs by and for persons with disabilities and veterans. TDC offers digital media production, video production, post-production, social media, and podcast creation, production, and support. TDC offers education and employment programming, which includes digital media courses to persons with disabilities who are unemployed and underemployed. TDC also offers community partnerships. Through partnerships and sponsorships, community partners and organizations become ability champions by supporting media created by and for people with disabilities and veterans. We are your USA team, and boy, do we have a great team here tonight. I am so happy to have all the friends joining us. The first is the lovely Debbie Miller. How are you tonight, Debbie?
Oh,
Oh my
thank
gosh,
you.
we're popping in and out.
Oh,
What is happening? You look that's not Debbie. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I see her now. Welcome, Debbie.
hello, everyone. It's great to see you. And yes, here I am.
I gotta remind everybody who you are, what you do. So glad you're here.
Thank you very much. I am Debbie Miller with Prepaid Legal Services, Inc., which is Legal Shield and ID Shield. I love helping family and friends and small businesses all across North America have excellent affordable legal services in their area. Right now, I'd like to remind everybody that Sunday there is a free will webinar, specially put on by our friends in Canada. Some law firms teams there in Canada will be sponsoring it, giving us information. But the fact is that most of the things that they're going to say are going to be applicable even here in the United States. So if you have your will already, it's always a good time to maybe review the things that are needed for today's will to protect your families. But if you don't have one, this is a great educational piece to get information and learn how our apps make having your will done so much easier that and since so many people don't have their wills already prepared, sadly, in North America, this is a great benefit, and that it's affordable and easy makes it even better. So thank you. That makes a roadmap for your family instead of leaving them with a scavenger hunt.
Love it. And how would people find where that webinar is taking place? Is that easy to look up?
Yes, you can find me, Debbie Miller, on LinkedIn or Facebook, either one, and I'm happy to give you the link to hop on the webinar.
Awesome. I think I'm going to be asking for that because that sounds amazing. I definitely would like to attend that. Awesome. All right, would you like to bring in our next lovely person to join
Yeah,
us?
yes, we have the beautiful Emily Gomer, who is such a great podcaster extraordinaire, scheduler, and all around helpful person with technology, which is not my forte. So I love having connections with Emily. Sorry, I don't really mean to use you a lot, but yeah, technology is not necessarily my friend. So I love all the things that Emily can help us with. Emily, tell us what's going on in your world today.
We'll have a lot of things. So everybody, welcome to uh, Canada and everybody in Canada, specifically the Disability Channel. But I have all of our other podcasts as well as this one. I want to have everybody join us. Just a few hours ago, we met with our wonderful ambassador of Joy, Barry Shore. And he was talking about his Einstein Cares program. And we have other events coming up in the next month, like our holiday event. with a miracle for a community that cares, and at the Easy Expo event on December 5th. So yeah, we have a lot going on. So it's always good to be here. But our next person, I just saw him earlier this morning on his Mastery of Connection show, and she had a great guest on there, a fellow veteran. But Alan Holmes is our master connector, as we affectionately call him. So I'll bring Alan in here. Welcome, Alan.
Yes, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Just for those who are listening around the world, yes, we're Master Connected. Thank you, Emily, so much. You know, first of all, I wanted to say to the veterans out there, happy belated Veterans Day. You know, as we slide into the holiday season, there's a lot of veterans that without families. I am sending prayers and lots of love with Debbie and your son. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. Alan Holmes, Master Connector. I specialize in connecting business owners, entrepreneurs, and consumers with unique resources. Well, I have various resources. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but let's just say that you check out a no card, as they say, social media, different place, nocard.app/Master Connector. You'll see a lot of new goodies. One of my guests this morning, he had his own wholesale shoppers. So I have a couple of access to shopping club for those consumers who love shopping. Go ahead and we got you. I have a couple of brand new stores, and I actually will have a new community that I'll be building with a gentleman named Neil Wright, who has an amazing community that talks about supporting school churches and nonprofits in a very unique way. I've just been blessed this week to get that position. It'll be our first meeting tomorrow, so I have no idea where it's going to go. Then we have a lot more things that you may be within the whole reality show type of thing. But before I keep going, there's someone that I have not had the privilege to meet, but I've heard that he's a legend. He's an incomparable, and I know if he's in the world of ability, he is a superstar. His name is Zeke. So let me stop talking and invite Zeke somewhere in the cyberspace world phone system. Zeke, are you out there? You're next, sir.
There we go. There we go. So, yeah, the Z Connection folks here, all my friends here at the Disability Channel, comes from visiting my grandparents. And the neighbor of my grandparents was a neighbor couple, but the gentleman was interacting with me and and my family and everything. And he had one of those moments where it's kind of like, what's your name again? And Kurt. And he's like, geez, you just are not a Kurt. He's like, you know what? You're a Zeke. He's like, when I look at you and, the way you are, you're a Zeke, he said. And I think I was only like maybe 6 years old, something like that. So, and I got the nickname Zeke. So yeah, I've gotten to where I've got more nicknames than Nick, folks. So, but here we go. And we're not too far from Saint Nick. So Saint Nick's coming up here pretty soon. So I want to give a little mention of, what we've been adventuring on, thanks to you, Alan. You introduced this to a gentleman by the name of Jeff Jeffries. And so we're talking reality television shows, and we're looking forward to the 2025 release of Treasure Island. And Jeff is also working on, an Our Kids program, where the success of that next year will give rise to Our Vets and Our Pets. And, so we're getting into a lot of reality TV, and we're meeting with a gentleman by the name of Ralph Brown, who has a speedboat race around the world set up. And, so that's Cup Royale. And so we're getting involved in some major projects here, including with Richie Honori, with the Unity, Peace, and Freedom Music Festival, which is, thanks to Jeff Jeffries, we are designing it to have a music festival in every state of the USA. And wherever we go from there, our very own Jay Stoyan is talking about what we can do in Toronto, and as we jump over to Vancouver market up in Whistler, Canada for the Invictus Games. Looking forward to the interview with Prince Harry and being with all of our injured and wounded veterans, and following the sports accolades that they have going on over there. And we also want to give a shout out to our friend Zach Clayton with Community Pay It Forward, putting together a phenomenal program, a miracle of a community that cares, a 37-hour live stream, which will be set off on December 24th, carrying into December 25th, 37 hours worth folks. And we're going to have people interviewed in there and sharing different cultures and customs, all the holiday practices, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, Festivus. We're going to be, Hanukkah, everything that people have out there that they do during December. And we also want to acknowledge our veteran services partnership with Project iHeart. We are looking forward to Hopestock ready for July 25th, 26th, 27th, and the 26th brings us an ADA reboot, the reboot of the American Disabilities Act, all in concert with the Disability Channel here, as we are bringing a wave of television by and with people with disabilities and veterans all across the USA. We're looking forward to being on Super Bowl Media Row, and just so many big things going on here. We've got some other projects in the hopper. We're going to have announcements going all year long, and we're even involved in carrying forward something that I've been drumming up for a couple of years, a little pet project, but now we're kicking into full gear with our New Year's press conference, New Year's Day press conference, January 1st. So we're getting together with Humans United in Mutual Aid Networks on January 1st at 2:00 Central on Meet.coop. So Emily Gallmer here on the TDC Today Community Show team. She's going to have all the information you need to join us on Meet.coop with Stephanie Rurik, the president of the working board for Humans United Mutual Aid Networks, and we're going to all conduct this New Year's Eve press conference together, the dawn of a new day. We've already had the birth of a movement, one mission, heal our nation here in the USA, and what that's going to do to send healing waves all around the world. So, and last night I had a great visit with a gentleman by the name of John Jew, who is big on lifestyle medicine. And so we had a 3-hour conversation. Emily just would not stop talking, and this thing went on for 3 hours. And the wrap up, though, is John said that he was inspired to share with us. He's had this thought before, how there's enough food on earth to feed everyone, all 8 billion people. So we left on that thought that that's what we're going to set out to do, folks. We're going to really imbibe 8 billion people around the world to make sure everybody is fed with the resources of food on the planet. And let's make that happen, folks. So with that, back to you, Sue. Now what do we do, Sue?
Well, you had touched on a lot of different pieces there, and one I want to dip into just a little more is what you were talking about with, I'm feeling a big theme going on here of music. FANA, so PFANA, FANA, that is People for a New America. Sounds like it's a political thing. It is not. When I first heard about it, I'm like, oh, it's no, it's not political. It's not religious. It's none of that. It truly is peace and unity and freedom and all the things that the qualities that make us proud to be American are the things that this group stands for. And they have committees. They actually have 9 committees that are being formed right now. And actually, I'm wondering either Emily or Kurt, if you have at your fingertips by chance, what all 9 of those are, that would be helpful if we could actually say that as well. But I know they had a big music festival that took place, all day music festival just in the last weekend of October. And that was amazing. They live streamed a lot of it. They took a huge amount of footage. There will be production taking place here from that footage a lot being put together. You can imagine a lot of editing. They had 7 different cameras, and it was I believe a 10-hour event. So there's a lot of footage there. And they will be putting that together into something that we will all be able to enjoy in the not too distant future. And with that, one of the people that was involved in all of that is a gentleman named Ron Alexenberg. And if you don't know that name, you actually do. You maybe just don't know the name. He actually was interviewed by one of the hosts in with Jay Stoyan here with the Disability Channel. He was on one of the shows recently, and Ron actually is, so just pulling up my details so I get it correct, because he has over 50 years of experience in the music industry. Back in 1965, joined CBS Records, moved into Columbia Records, where he ended up as the youngest head of promotion in the company's history, worked with the top talent that came through there. So he knows so many wonderful people. And he was interviewed with the Disability Channel just last week. So that is something you are able to go find and listen to and enjoy. A lot of good things coming down the road on that. So with those committees that I just mentioned, thank you, Kurt, for popping that in there. We have new media, we have legislative and advocacy, amazing wellness, technology, agriculture, new economy, veterans, youth empowerment, and community builder. So those are the 9 different committees that are all being formed right now under this whole beautiful piece that is FANA. So, and also they have got another piece of the puzzle that is FANA University, and its foundation is with the inception of being our music college programs. So many things are being formed right now in relation to all this. It's something where we can all find a piece of that somewhere that is of interest or sparks within us. Figure out which piece that is for you and go ahead and raise your hand on it. Reach out and let them know that you're interested in knowing more and helping it. Because like I said, committees are being formed literally now. So that is something where there's opportunity for all of us to go and make a difference. And so, Kurt, anything you want to add to that, or did I hit all of the pieces for the moment?
Yeah, we'll be coming back to that in future episodes of this year TDC Today community show. And I just want to bring out the Disability Channel is working in support of Veterans House raffle, and we've got raffle going on now. Go to the disabilitychannel.ca and scroll down to the Veteran House raffle where it shows it's on now. And so the deadline to get into the raffle is at 12 noon Eastern, Friday, November 29th. And on Friday, November 29th at 1 p.m. Eastern, there'll be the drawing of the winner of the 50-50 ticket raffle. And so all the details are at the disabilitychannel.ca.
Excellent. Do you feel like a winner? You can real soon if you're the one that gets their name drawn out in that one. So get your ticket now while you can, because you got 9 days. That's not much. You got Thanksgiving in the middle of that, which matters to us here in the States. I'm sorry, Canada folks don't have the same date as us for such a thing. But with Thanksgiving right around the corner, I do want to just check in with everybody on what knowing that we have so many things happening right now in our country. We just had an election. We have Thanksgiving coming around the corner. We got the holidays. We've got all the things veteran related that we've been talking about. FANA that I just brought up, all of those pieces. I know Kurt had mentioned a lot of topics as well. As Thanksgiving is coming up, we all have something to be thankful for. I'm wondering if I can, a little prematurely because we're a week ahead yet, but I'm wondering with our crew here, what is it that stands out for you this time of year? That maybe something that's been a piece that you've been thankful for in the past, but maybe you got something new this year. So I'm just wanting to find out a bit more. And I want to start out with Kurt.
Well, I actually want to jump in here because Alan is going to be with us just for a brief moment here. So, Alan, if you have a moment, I'll let you go first. And if you have to say your goodbyes, I want to give you a chance.
Well, yeah, normally for those who are listening around the world, there's one of my thankfuls, good, being humbly thankful is a kind of an emergency meeting. I just got literally, live on air. You're getting live on here that you're seeing it. I have to make a business meeting. I will give you, some updates. It will be something that has to do with the largest humanitarian project ever assembled between schools, churches, and nonprofits. And I just got to get some information on it, so I got to go. But that's kind of, I will leave that with my thankfulness. But I am humbled to be a part of and have been part of the World of Ability, who's made such a difference in my life and my family's life. So that is kind of my early Thanksgiving. So to those who are listening around the world globe, thank you. And to Debbie, Emily, Kurt, or Zeke, and Sue, thank you. I love you. And I will be talking to you very soon. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Alan, we appreciate you so much. You really are the master connector, and we wouldn't be here doing all the things we do if it wasn't for what you're doing in the midst of all of this. So thank you so much, Alan. Love having you here. Awesome. Make sure to tune into Alan's show. He has a show that is the Mastery of Connections on Wednesdays at, I'm going to give you our time, 10 a.m. Central. So figure out what time zone you're in. He is on at 10 a.m. Central on Wednesdays. So Debbie, I'm going to pass the baton your way about what is it that you are extra thankful for this year?
Extra thankful for this year that my son should be home shortly after Thanksgiving from deployment. So that's pretty awesome. And having him back with his wife and children. And of course, eventually, hopefully, I get to see him as well and give him a hug. So it's been a long 4 months, but it'll be great to have him back. But I also appreciate this group right here and the people that I've met from being right here on the TDC show, and the different aspects of the things that you're able to provide for our veterans and all kinds of disability people around the world. Actually, it helps to open up different ideas to people who maybe have thought maybe their life was over because of their lack of supposed ability. But as we're learning here, that there's always other abilities that kick in, and you're invited to find those and actually discover them and use them as creatively as you want. So thanks for letting me be here.
Oh, we appreciate you so much, Debbie. Thank you so much. Hey, Emily, I'm going to pass it your way next.
Um,
And as I'm hitting buttons here,
I
here we go.
thought I clicked it. I'm on mute.
Clicked at the same time.
But extra thankful. I should probably just the like family and friends and the new people I've met, and being able to stay healthy and so on. So fine. Kurt, what have you been extra thankful for lately?
You guys got me thinking. I'm actually going to go back in time, 2008, 2009. And, our daughter was born February 2009. And it's really interesting to hear what's been happening in people's journeys back then. So even thinking of our founder, Jay Stoyan, what he was doing in 2008, 2009, and, in TV production, and then how things gradually changed for him until about a dozen years ago he started to have things happening where he started to think of things differently and tells the story about how 10 years ago and 9 years ago, things really took track that, he made a commitment to, bring his disability into his work. He was going to come out and say, this is what I'm dealing with, this is what's going on, and, disrupt the television industry with this thing called the Disability Channel. And that I found this work here January 2020 and COVID. So it's interesting, like with Edwin Edderberry, where we met Debbie Dub Miller through the Happy Neighborhood Project, the happiest place in the world for business people. And to think about what Edwin did, inspired out of the recession and so forth. And, now we're talking about how we met through COVID and, how these challenges have really refined humanity and, to just think of the people that we're meeting. We were on earlier with Barry Shore, our ambassador of joy, and he's running a great program called Einstein Cares, donating $1 billion to charity without costing any giver a penny. It's so slick, no friction and seamless. And just see what people are accomplishing and going for, and all these change makers around the world and organizations doing humanitarian work and going in and making an impact. Um, it's just really amazing what's coming in 2025 to really set us all quite alive. We're going to be quite alive in 2025. And I'm really thankful for that. Back to you, Sue.
Awesome. I love hearing where people are at today. Yeah, I think what keeps coming back in my mind is actually, as I'm thinking of Thanksgiving, is the attitude of gratitude. We've all heard that phrase. And I think back, we actually I think back to just a little bit ago, we just had an episode of Ability MKE Now just before this program. And a guest we had on there was sharing her life journey. And it was like stunning, the number of challenges and the variety of massive challenges that she has lived through and with. And I think, oh gosh, I complain a lot. I got all these things. I got the stress. I got, oh my, I think about my own journey. And I think it is something where taking a moment, take a breath, realize where we're at and how the challenges that we've had have helped to shape where we are today. Those challenges were they in the moment may be amazing and deep and awful, but at the same time, once you get to the other side of it, you can look back and see the lessons learned and the growth that's taken place and all of the things that, I truly believe things are put in our place along the way for a reason, and we grow through it. And I'm thankful for the journey I've been on, and I'm excited for where this journey is taking me, because we're rattling, what Kurt was rattling off, all the different things that are happening. There's a lot that's coming together, and I think it's taken, like you're just saying, a pandemic to have made our big world so much smaller that we get to assemble on a screen with friends across the country, across the world, and truly connect. And in the midst of all this, recently here, things like FANA coming across our what we're all doing and realizing, the peace, unity, freedom, all these things I think are just coming together at a wonderful time. And I'm thankful for how that's all coming together. And I'm excited to see where it goes. And I'm thankful for the journey we're on. And that we're able to be here on this TDC Today Show communities. And all of this truly is around community, connecting with others and making a difference. And, don't even realize necessarily that in the moment that something is making a difference. But I would challenge people all over to say, you constantly are making a difference for somebody else, whether you realize it or not. And I hope people can take that moment of looking back and being extra thankful this year, even for all the little things. So I'm thankful for each of you being here and joining us every week as we are creating something amazing here. I am extra thankful. So my heartfelt thanks to each of you. And with that, I'm going to sign off for the evening here with all of us at the TDC Today Show communities. As always, we thank you.